Hey guys, I'm back for another video, and today we are talking short stories. I'm going to walk you through, step by step, how to write an amazing short story that will leave your readers begging for more. No more wondering where to even start. No more staring at a blank page. We are going to tackle this together, so grab a notebook, grab your beverage of choice, and buckle up. You have this killer idea for a short story, right? Maybe it came to you in a dream or on the way to work. But how do you get those ideas out of your head and onto the page? It all starts with the first line. Your first line is your first impression. It's your chance to hook your reader and make them desperate to know what happens next. Think of it like this. Your first line is the bait, so make it juicy, make it intriguing, make it impossible to resist. A strong opening line often starts in the middle of the action. Throw your reader head first into the story. Another great way to grab attention is to start with a thought-provoking question or a bold statement. Spend some time crafting that opening line until it really pops. Now that you've hooked your reader with your killer opening line, it's time to talk about plot. Plot is the backbone of your story, but in short stories, you need to keep things tight and focused. Think of your plot like a tightly wound spring. Every scene, every line of dialogue should build tension and propel the story forward. There's no room for meandering subplots or unnecessary details. It all starts with a clear understanding of your story's central conflict. What is the main problem or obstacle that your protagonist must overcome? Every event in your story should be connected to that central conflict. If a scene or a character isn't directly contributing to the story, cut it. A tight plot keeps your reader on the edge of their seat, and that's exactly what you want. Okay, we've got a killer first line and a super tight plot. Now let's breathe some life into this story with dynamic characters. Your characters are the heart and soul of your story. But developing characters in a short story can be tricky. Focus on a few key traits. Choose one or two defining characteristics for each character, and make those shine. Think about your characters' motivations. What do they want? What are they afraid of? What are their hopes and dreams? Flaws make characters feel more human, more relatable, and way more interesting. We've talked about plot and characters. Now let's talk about how to make those elements crackle with conflict. Conflict is what keeps your readers engaged and turning the pages. It can be internal, like a character battling their own demons, or external, like a character facing off against a villain. Or even better, you can have both at the same time. Your central conflict should be the driving force behind every scene in your story. It should be the source of tension, the reason your characters are making the choices they're making. Don't be afraid to raise the stakes. The higher the stakes, the more invested your readers will be. Conflict doesn't always have to mean a knockdown, drag-out fight. Sometimes the most compelling conflicts are quiet and internal. You're almost there. You've hooked your reader with a killer opening, developed compelling characters, crafted a tight plot, and amped up the conflict. Now it's time to bring it all home with a satisfying conclusion. Endings are hard, man. But how do you craft an ending that feels both satisfying and inevitable? First and foremost, your ending should provide closure. Your reader should walk away from your story feeling like all their questions have been answered, or at least most of them. That doesn't mean you have to tie everything up in a neat little bow. Make sure your ending is consistent with the tone and themes of your story. Don't be afraid to leave your reader wanting more. A good ending should linger in the reader's mind long after they've finished the story. It should make them think, feel, and maybe even want to reread the story to catch all the details they missed the first time around. That's it, guys. Those are the secrets to writing a killer short story. Now go forth and create something amazing. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more writing advice. And be sure to let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was and what kind of stories you're working on. Are there any other elements you think are important to write a satisfying short story? Until next time, friends, happy writing!